Canada bans kneecap from entering country. Canada has banned rap group Kneecap from entering the country for allegedly glorifying terrorist organizations. The trio, who were due to play 4 concerts in Canada next month, were accused of promoting hate and violence by the country's Liberal government. Kneecap have subsequently threatened Canada's Parliamentary Secretary for Combating Crime, Vince Gasparo, with legal action. Mr. Gasparo said in a video on X that members of the group had been deemed ineligible to enter the country because of actions and statements that violate Canadian law. He also accused the group of amplifying political violence and publicly displaying support for terrorist organizations, including Iran-backed Lebanese militant group Hezbollah and Hamas in Gaza. Mr. Gasparo said, advocating for political violence, glorifying terrorist organizations and displaying hate symbols that directly target the Jewish community are not protected forms of expression and will not be tolerated by our government. Commenting on the X post, Kneecap said, "Your comments about us are wholly untrue and deeply malicious. We will not accept it. No member of Kneecap has been convicted of any crime in any country ever." The band added, "We have today instructed our lawyers to initiate action against you. We will be relentless in defending ourselves against baseless accusations to silence our opposition to genocide being committed by Israel. When we beat you in court, which we will donate every cent to assist some of the thousands of child amputees in Gaza." Canada's Immigration Ministry did not immediately respond to a request for more details. This is the latest in a series of controversial incidents involving the Belfast-based band. During the Glastonbury Festival in June, Kneecap's frontman Liam O'Hanade, known by his stage name Mochara, accused Israel of committing war crimes. Israel has denied the accusation. Kneecap have previously said its members do not support Hamas or Hezbollah. They added that they condemn all attacks on civilians, always. Kneecap were scheduled to play 4 Canadian concerts in October, 2 in Toronto and 2 in Vancouver, according to its website. MI6 uses dark web to recruit spies, including Russians. MI6 is launching a new dark web portal to recruit spies for the UK. The secure messaging platform Silent Courier aims to boost national security by making it easier for the intelligence agency to recruit potential agents in Russia and around the world, the Foreign Office said. Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper said, "As the world changes, and the threats we're facing multiply, we must ensure the UK is always one step ahead of our adversaries." Silent Courier is accessible from Friday and enables a secure avenue to submit sensitive information to the UK relating to terrorism or hostile intelligence activity. Instructions on how to use the portal, including recommendations to use trustworthy VPNs and devices not linked to users, will be available on MI6's verified YouTube channel. Sir Richard Moore, the outgoing MI6 chief, is set to announce Silent Courier and confirm details about the portal during a speech in Istanbul on Friday. Mr. Moore, who has previously called on Russians to spy for Britain, is expected to say, "Today we're asking those with sensitive information on global instability, international terrorism or hostile state intelligence activity to contact MI6 securely online. Our virtual door is open to you." The CIA launched a similar approach in 2023, publishing videos on social media to target potential Russian spies. NASA accelerates plans to send humans to Moon. NASA is accelerating plans to send humans back to the Moon, with a possible launch as early as February 5. The U.S. Space Agency said the mission to fly 4 astronauts around the Moon for the first time in more than 50 years would give people a front-row seat to history. It had previously committed to the first crewed flight of its Artemis moon return program by April next year. But preparations are ahead of schedule, and it is now more optimistic of an earlier liftoff. Lakeisha Hawkins, one of NASA's acting deputy associate administrators, told a news conference that the 10-day mission would be a milestone in space exploration. "We together have a front-row seat to history. We are working to accelerate preparations to potentially as early as February, but we want to emphasize that safety is our top priority," she said. The crew of 3 Americans and 1 Canadian includes the first person of color and the first woman to head beyond Earth's orbit. The launch was delayed by problems with the first, uncrewed, test flight in 2022. Most critical was the loss of material from the heat shield that should protect the crew capsule from a temperature of almost 3,000 degrees Celsius during re-entry to the atmosphere. Engineering fixes have now been completed, and the capsule will be hoisted on top of the rocket in the next few weeks. NASA then needs to complete a series of systems checks before rolling the rocket out to the launch pad at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The mission will take 10 days to fly by the moon at a distance of 5,000 miles, then return, with a splashdown off the Californian coast. If successful, the agency hopes to launch the third Artemis mission in 2027, this time with a crew that will land on the surface. That looks highly ambitious. SpaceX is due to fly astronauts on the last leg, from lunar orbit down to the surface, in its huge Starship. But development has been badly delayed by a series of explosions. NASA is under pressure to catch up with lost time. China has ramped up its own space program, landing a robotic spacecraft on the far side of the moon. It is also testing a rocket that it hopes will launch a human mission to the lunar surface by 2030. At a news conference to reveal a new class of NASA astronauts, Sean Duffy, the agency's acting chief, said winning the race would need money and grit. "I'll be damned if the Chinese beat NASA or beat America back to the moon. We're going to win, we love challenges, we love competition. And we are going to win the second space race back to the moon," he said. Man arrested in connection with airport's cyber attack. A man has been arrested in the UK by the National Crime Agency, NCA, as part of an investigation into a cyber incident which caused chaos at European airports. Flights were cancelled at Brussels Airport, and several more were delayed at Heathrow, Berlin, and Dublin, among others, leaving passengers stranded. The incident, which was reported on September 19, hit the systems of Collins Aerospace, which operates check-in and boarding systems. Passengers reported being unable to check in online, queuing for hours, and their flights eventually not taking off. NCA officers, supported by the Southeast Regional Organised Crime Unit, arrested a man in his 40s in West Sussex on Tuesday evening on suspicion of Computer Misuse Act offences. He has been released on conditional bail. Deputy Director Paul Foster, head of the NCA's National Cybercrime Unit, said, "Although this arrest is a positive step, the investigation into this incident is in its early stages and remains ongoing." Cybercrime is a persistent global threat that continues to cause significant disruption to the UK. Alongside our partners here and overseas, the NCA is committed to reducing that threat in order to protect the British public. Man banned from every Boots store. A shoplifter has been jailed and banned from every Boots store after stealing £107,000 worth of goods from the high street chain. Liam Hutchinson, 32 years old, of no fixed address, was sentenced to a year in prison at Westminster Magistrates Court on Wednesday. He was also issued with a criminal behaviour order, banning him from every Boots store in the UK for 10 years, and the London Borough of Kensington and Chelsea for 5 years. Metropolitan Police detectives trawled through hours of CCTV footage to find that Hutchinson had committed 99 shoplifting offences at Boots stores in the borough between May and August 2025. Often stealing large quantities of razors and electrical items, his crimes cost the retailer £107,000 in revenue, Sergeant Jack Vine, of the Met's Volume Crime Team said. "We recognize the impact Hutchinson's actions were having on the retailer, and through working with staff, we built a strong case of evidence against him, which has been reflected in his sentencing. This result should act as a warning that this type of behavior will not be tolerated, and that we will come down hard," he added. Nikki Harrop, head of security, fraud, and contract management at Boots, said the company have been investing significantly in anti-theft measures to make sure stores remain a safe and respectful environment for customers and staff. The Met says it is prioritizing shoplifting, having solved 163% more cases in London compared to the same time last year. It is also dedicating up to 80 additional officers across London's West End, with 90 more in high-risk theft areas. New dinosaur discovered in Argentina. Scientists have discovered the remains of a new dinosaur feasting on an ancient crocodile bone. The new find in Argentina hails from a mysterious group of dinosaurs called Megaraptorans and was thought to be 23 feet long. It probably lived between 66 and 70 million years ago, close to the time dinosaurs went extinct, and was at least 19 years old when it died, although scientists do not know what killed it. Researchers said they uncovered part of a skull as well as an arm, leg and tail bones from the Lago Calhuhuapi rock formation in Patagonia. They noticed unique features in the bones that made them realize this could be a new species. The front leg bone pressed against its jaws, belonging to an ancient relative of crocodiles, could reveal clues to its diet. Megaraptorans prowled across what is now South America, Australia, and parts of Asia, splitting off into different species over millions of years, according to experts. They were known for their stretched-out skulls and huge and very powerful claws, the scientists added. This latest member of the Megaraptoran clan, named Joaquin Raptor Casali, fills a major gap by providing one of the most complete skeletons yet, said Federico Agnolin, with the Argentine Museum of Natural Science Bernardino Rivadavia. Lucio Ibiricu with the Patagonian Institute of Geology and Paleontology, who was part of the discovery team, named the new dinosaur in memory of his son Joaquin. The research was published in the journal Nature Communications.